Thokozani Makhehla, Nsingiza Law from the Great Empire of Kemet and the Zinzi Mandela Foundation. This is an official invitation to all children of the sun, Nina Bagwan to children of Ntu. It's an invitation for us to go and assemble at our third cardinal point in our revolution around the sun. The third cardinal points, normally we do a ceremony we call Isililo Nokhubulwane, the lamentation of Osset. Why? Because on the 21st of March, the sun officially leaves the southern hemisphere. So that is why the moon laments the departure of the sun. And even us on the southern hemisphere, we officially enter into the season of winter. So that is the latent period where nothing grows, because the nurturing energy of the sun, it's now on the northern hemisphere. So we are going to do two important things, on that same ceremony, because there will be a night vigil on the 20th until the 21st, at sunrise. Where we are communicating, with the sun and the moon, because as science confirms that, these cardinal points, they represent the energy vortex. Some of the energy vortexes that we have on the, southern hemisphere. So we are going to deposit all our wishes, what we want to see manifest, this year, for the rest of, the year. Especially what is important, it is the freedom, that we so need as African people. And the only thing that stands between us and our freedom are all these republics on the continent. So on the 20th of March, we'll be making that gesture to our ancestors and to the sun and the moon, a gesture of banning the constitution, because the constitution, it's a document that, protects theft. Remember, republics are formed by balkanizing the land of African people. Under these republics that, were formed and created, by the British Empire, we are no longer under the rule of the British, Empire. We want freedom from these, republics. So we are going to make that gesture of banning their constitution, because this is the law that protects theft, which is the Republic, of South Africa, and republics in general on the continent. So it is very important for us to meet, or assemble there in numbers, because, the more we make, that deposit, that spiritual deposit on that day, on that evening, to the sun and the moon, because these energy vortexes, where the ley lines make a cross, we are going to one of those vortices, energy vortexes, which is situated at Bergville, Emangwaneni, which is a Bergville. So we'll be there to actually go and deposit, to say to our ancestors, please, 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 we are tired of the republics on the continent. Can they free us? Because if we liberated, by our ancestors, the sun and the moon, spiritually first, then the physical liberation of destroying these republics on the continent will just follow. So please, the more people we have, is the more we create, that constructive interference where all our voices, combined, will just form a huge wave that will, quickly deposit, through that energy vortex to our ancestors and to the sun and the moon. So please, please, Africans, this is the time now to make the last push, to walk the last mile of our struggle to fully liberate ourselves, and create a permanent solution for African people. So we expect to see you there on the 20th, of March. Details, are shared on our socials, on Facebook, Great Empire of Kemet, Bonabakulu, on our Facebook and Twitter, and also, on TikTok, on YouTube as well. So please get in touch, with all the details that you will need in terms of preparing, for logistics, or, that explains everything that will happen, on the 20th. But, please, Africans, let us make, a collective push, towards total liberation. This year, is the year for our liberation, which is why we have to push for it and make a justifiable, a justified demand, to all these people who purport to be our leaders, that we no longer want to be governed under, the governing system, that was created by the colonizer. We want to re-establish, our own tried and tested governing system of Bukos. And we are hoping, our kings and queens will also join us, because these are the people who should be leading, imipasho to our communication to the ancestors, the sun and the moon. So we truly, truly hope, you would heed the call and come in numbers, so that we are able to speed up the communication, to our ancestors, the sun and the moon. Thokozani, Thokozani.